Yes, welcome to the Kente Show. This is a special edition. You know, I had to bring my brother. Y'all know who my brother is, man. You know what I mean? He been on my shows quite a few times. You know what I'm saying? The God, you know what I'm saying? The scholar, Mr. Haki Kweli Shakur. I had to bring him for the last day of Black August. You know what I'm saying? Black August, man. Black August is a special month. I mean, not just because my birthday is in August, but it's a special month for what a lot of our people have went through. And I had to bring my brother, Haki Kweli Shakur, to break that down for y'all out there. How you doing, my bro?
Free the land, free the land. Everything is good, brother. Everything is good. I can't complain. Um, you know, in the Black August, salutations to all political prisoners, freedom fighters, and everybody who, shout out to everybody who commemorated Black August.
Wow, yeah, right, man. You know, Hockey, I had to bring you on, man, because me and you actually every Black August, I want to say probably for the last might be 3 or 4 years, me and you always, usually do videos about Black August, and I said, this is the last day, and I said I had to bring my brother on, man, because we represent Black August to the fullest, man. I want you to break Black August down out there for some people that really don't understand what why we always saying Black August. Why they say Black August, man? Explain that to the people, Hockey, man. What Black August represents, though.
Yeah, I like to always start it off this way, so people who don't know what Black August is can understand it. I always like to start off by saying, what it's not, because a lot of people get it confused. First of all, what it's not. It's not a celebration month. It's not a second Black History Month, because a lot of people like to get Black
Mm-hmm.
August confused with Black History Month, and a lot of people think Black August is the second Black History Month. It is not.
Okay,
So that's
good.
something that I want to make clear off the top. It's
Yeah,
not a second Black History Month.
it's a month of resistance.
Yes, Black August is a month that you know that's dedicated. First of all, let me say Black August is a commemoration month, so people can
Yeah,
understand it. So people won't get it twisted. It's a commemoration month for resistance and individuals who chose to resist, you know, um, throughout the history of our existence here in North America. And more specifically in more modern day times, you know what I'm saying, like in the 60s, the 70s,
yeah,
even the 80s, you know what I'm saying, leading up until that time period and all the way up until now. Um, Black August is a specific month it has two aspects to it. And the two most important aspects to it is Black August Memorial, Black August Resistance. We call it BAM, we call it BAR. And Black August Memorial is the most important aspect of Black August, because Black August Memorial is a commemoration of those martyrs, those individuals who chose to take up arms, those freedom fighters who lost their life in an armed struggle or an armed conflict, you know what I'm saying, against our oppressors.
right.
That's something people got to understand, that because that's the most important part of Black August is the individuals who chose to fight back, whether it was armed resistance, you know, all types of resistance. But the most important aspect is the aspect of armed resistance. These are individuals that we call guerrillas, individuals who are combatants, you know what I'm saying, of the Black liberation struggle, the Black
Yeah,
liberation movement, which consists of, organizations like the Black Panther Party, the Black Guerrilla Family, Black Liberation Army, the Republican of Africa, just individuals that come off of that tree,
yeah,
individuals, elders, who may have lost their life in that struggle
yeah.
to against oppression. So that's something people need to understand, that Black August Memorial is the basis of Black August. Is why those elders brought in existence Black August month.
I mean, we had a lot of great things. I'm to my fathers. I want to say great people you know what I'm saying, happened. A lot of great people, some things happened to a lot of great people in Black August, as I want to say it, how I want to interpret it. Like, far as even with, let's say with George Jackson, Huey P. Newton,
Yeah.
you know, like, I mean, even as far as, well, Marcus Garvey established the red, black, and green flag in August, you know what I'm saying, August 13th. We have it just was a lot of stuff that happened in the month of August, you
Yes,
know.
yes, yes. And for me to be more specific, like I said, the aspects of Black August month is split between two aspects, which is Black August Memorial and Black August Resistance. Like you just said, Black August Resistance and things of that nature, those elders chose to dedicate that to individuals who actually, are alive today, which is political prisoners and prisoners of war. Also, Black August Resistance is dedicated to individuals, like you just said, Marcus Garvey, individuals who have birthdays in Black August that are individuals who represents resistance. But
Yeah,
to be more specific with the Black August Memorial side of it, it's 8 Pacific freedom fighters that we commemorate, and the reason why Black August Memorial and Black August Month exists. You just named one of them. One of them is George Jackson. The second individual we commemorate is the individual we call, because it's 2 dragons. The first dragon is George Jackson. The second dragon we choose to commemorate is this other individual by the name of Qatari Gaulden. He was George Jackson's closest comrade.
wow.
Um, After George Jackson was assassinated, this individual became the leader of the guerrillas. He was the second leader that came in after George Jackson, Qatari Gaulden. But even before that, there were other individuals who were assassinated behind the walls who were also comrades of George Jackson. One individual specific, also out of those 8 martyrs, is this individual by the name of W.L. Nolan. Now, these individuals are some of the first individuals who were assassinated that we commemorated in Black August. It was W.L. Nolan, another individual by the name of Cleveland Edwards, and another individual by the name of Alvin Jug Miller.
Mm,
These 3 individuals were assassinated by a prison guard in January
yeah,
13th, 1970. So this goes back to the beginning. This is in like early 70s, late 60s, early 70s. And the other individuals that we commemorate are the individuals also in that same year, um, which was George Jackson's brother by the name of Jonathan Jackson. August 7th, 1970. Uh,
wow.
Jonathan Jackson and these 3 other individuals by the name of James McClain, William Christmas, Rochelle McGee, who's still alive, who's a political prisoner. August 7, 1970, Jonathan Jackson chose to try to free his brother out of prison. So he ran up in the courtroom and freed these other brothers who were on trial, which were William Christmas, James McClain, and Rochelle McGee. So they took hostage a judge, and they demanded that the Soledad brothers be free, which was George Jackson and these other 2 brothers who were on trial for killing a prison guard, allegedly.
Wow.
Um, so Jonathan Jackson, August 7th, 1970, ran in the courtroom, took the judge hostage, took a couple of hostages. Sure. On the way out, trying to escape, trying to
Mm,
free his brother, the police ambushed Jonathan Jackson and these 3 other individuals, and they shot up the van that Jonathan Jackson and these other individuals in, killing the judge, killing the hostages, killing Jonathan Jackson, killing James McClain, killing William Christmas. Rochelle McGee was the only one who survived.
wow.
He's in prison today. He's like the longest held political prisoner. So those are those 8 Pacific martyrs that is the reason that Black August exists. And those are the individuals that we commemorate. George Jackson, Qatari Gaulden, W.L. Nolan, Cleveland Edwards, Alvin Jug Miller, James McClain, William Christmas, and Jonathan Jackson. So
Mm,
those are the specific individuals of Black August Memorial. Um, like I said, with Black August Resistance, we are commemorating the freedom fighters, the political prisoners who are still alive today. individuals like Dr. Mutulu Shakur, Mumia Abu Jamal, Sandiata Kolai, H. Rap Brown, a whole lot of individuals, Kamal Siddiqui, Veranza Bowers. All these individuals are combatants of the Black Panther Party, Black Liberation Army, Republic of New Africa, and things
And
of
I
that
want to say
nature.
this too, man. You are advocate for political prisoners. You know what I'm saying? You write a lot of political prisoners, man, and a lot of political prisoners write you back. Explain that to people out there too, man, because you know a lot of the political prisoners use this name, and explain that to people though.
Yeah, that's another thing that we do in Black August. That's another aspect of Black August, of things that you can do during Black August, is that simply just write these individuals that's still alive a letter. You know what I'm saying? Because, you know, that's another aspect of Black August, is the aspect of remembering those individuals, not letting them individuals be forgotten. You know what I'm saying? Because like I said, there's a lot of new African Black people out there now today who have no clue that these individuals exist, or these individuals even took up this type of struggle on behalf of the new African nation, or on behalf of Black people. They don't know it's people that's out there that sacrifice for them outside of the, you know, common education that we get. And like I said, this is no knock, because they are part of the struggle too. The civil rights movement tends to overshadow the Black liberation movement because
Yeah,
of how
yeah,
the government has painted the Black liberation movement as a movement that was kind of like negative. They try to put them in a negative light, and they try to put the civil rights movement in a positive light. You see what I'm
yeah,
saying? So a
yeah.
lot of individuals need to get that confusion overstood.
Mm,
That is that no, both of these sides of our leadership and our struggle, both were struggling on behalf of our people in a positive way. They
yeah,
just chose to take one side and try to paint them as the evil side, or the so-called terrorists, or the so-called criminals. No,
yeah,
this is another reason why we commemorate Black August, is to clear up all the nonsense, the propaganda surrounding these individual names, to let people know that no, you got individuals out here who took the ultimate sacrifice, which was either death or incarceration. You see what I'm saying? And that these individuals should be venerated. They shouldn't be forgotten. So
yeah.
one of those aspects of venerating these individuals and letting them know that they ain't forgotten is to write them a simple letter. Like, these letters are upliftment for their spirit, because these individuals been so you know, incarcerated for so long. Most
Yeah.
of these individuals are averaging 35 plus years. Some individuals have done over 50 years. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, all they asking for their people, for their sacrifice for their people, is to hear from their people, to
Yeah.
let them know that they're not forgotten. You see what I'm saying? So I encourage anybody, even your kids, like that. This is something people got to understand. You can incorporate Black August into your family activities, your household activities, and all this is based on, it's education. At
Mhm.
the end of the day, it's educational.
So why you, just like you said, they don't teach about Black August in school, and they probably never will. You know what I'm saying? Teach about that. They're
Right,
not gonna teach them, like you said. They're not gonna teach about the resistance
right.
of us. You know what I'm saying? That's why we always have the civil rights movement and all that. But people really do need to know about the people that resisted. You know what I'm saying? Like Nat Turner. Where we
Yes,
from? You know what I'm saying? Down here in Virginia.
yes,
You know what I mean?
yes. Individuals like Nat Turner, Gabriel Prosser, um, uh, the Tula Rebellion was also in this month.
Yeah.
Um, it was it's like it's like 4 or 5 different type of slave rebellions that took place in this month. Of course, the most popular of them all is the Haiti Haiti slave rebellion that took place in this month as
Man.
well. You know what I'm saying? Which, you know, influenced Gabriel Prosser's rebellion, which influences Nat Turner's rebellion. So
Yeah.
it's a lot of, you know, all those type of things. Like I said, that follows under the other aspect of Black August resistance. Those are things that you can teach your kids, and as well as adults, because it's a lot of adults that don't know. It's a lot of it's a lot of our parents that don't know about Black August. I
Yeah.
never heard of Black August or these freedom fighters or these type of events that took place in August, because, like I said, the power structure, the ruling class, they don't want Black people to be teaching resistance to their offsprings, to the next generations, or to be educated on it, because it's going to spark something in their mind that they was never ever taught, which is resistance. You see what I'm saying? And it's also going to go down a deeper wormhole of showing people that there was a whole nother deep struggle that took place from the time period of slavery up until now, that they don't want the Black family to know about. They don't want the Black nation to know about, which is, you know, ultimately it was Africans, new Africans out here who were trying to separate from our oppressors. That aspect, they don't want you to teach your kids. They don't want you to spread this information that it was Black people fighting to separate from their oppressors or separate from America. You see what I'm saying? So that's why they have, through COINTELPRO and things of that nature, this is why they suppress that history from Black folk.
Facts. Yeah, that's deep, man. That's the month of Black August, though. We want to talk
why Black
about that.
August is important.
Very, very important. And I want to talk about put the connection. I want you to put the connection together between like Black August and even just like far as with mental health issues. I want to speak on that. Especially with Black people, man. I feel like every last Black, including me, everybody, we all have mental health issues going on with ourselves. You know what I'm saying? We can't get along. It's just an attitude. It's just this. It's just that. So explain it to the people as far as that mental health issues thing going on dealing with our people, though, man.
Yeah. First of all, like when I'm talking about like mental
trauma.
Health. First of all, let me just say this: when I'm talking about mental health, I want individuals to understand that we're not speaking, me and other individuals, we're not speaking on mental health in a bad way. We're speaking on mental health as a health issue.
Yeah.
Like every other normal, typical health issue that new African people, Black people suffer with and deal with in the Empire of America, we want Black mental health to be seen as something that's natural health things that you need to be checked out for. Don't look at mental health in an aspect that has been painted through our oppressors, like through European type of indoctrination, which is they try to make mental health as something that's bad or retardation.
Yeah, that's what I say. Retarded.
Or things that is bad or seems like it's just not good. No, mental health is your most important health aspect period in life. You got to have good mental health. You see what I'm saying? So it's like that's something that should not be seen as bad. That you're trying to seek a healthy mind. Put it like that. That's not bad. That's something that should be painted in a good light. Because it's something that Meek Mill tweeted like a couple of months ago that I agree with. Meek Mill was like, "Yo, no, we got to try to make mental health popular. We got to make this something that's good. We should make going to see a psychologist a good thing, because we got to understand trauma. Period. Trauma is something that's been passed on from generation to generation, bloodline to bloodline. You know what I mean? Slavery. Period.
Man.
You see what I'm saying? Slavery. Period.
Man.
It's something that conjured up trauma in the Black family throughout history because of the abuse, the emotional stress, the captivity, the health issues, you working for another person for free, you're being whooped all day, you're being beat upside the head all day. No, these are things that has been passed down from generation to generation. The emotional stress, the trauma shock, you know what I'm saying, of our oppression. Our national oppression. This is something, because we're still going through it today. This is something Black folk need to understand. We're still going through the same oppression that your ancestors went through. You know what I'm saying? It's just in different forms, different ways, different aspects, but it's still the same oppression.
Yeah.
But you got to understand that this was passed down through your bloodline, your ancestral line, this trauma. But connecting that to Black August, taking it to Black August, we got to understand that another aspect of Black August that we're trying to shed light on during Black August is the prison industrial complex, mass incarceration. An aspect of mass incarceration awesome. And I gotta put this out here. And it's gonna connect us all to the trauma and the mental health issues and how all these things are interconnected. It's an ecosystem. We gotta understand that when when Black people go to prison, you gotta understand this is by design. Just like the thing that they say the school pipe to prison line. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah,
From school
the prison pipeline.
to prison pipeline.
Yeah.
All these things are the same thing that are offsprings of slavery. We just call it neo-slavery.
Right.
So my thing is this: people gotta understand when Black people, Black men, Black women, when they go to prison, because a lot of people tend to, like, I guess either ignore it or they try to, I guess they look at prison as a whole nother world. No, when Black people go to prison, the same thing we face outside the walls are more horrific behind the walls. The racism don't stop. The brutality don't stop. The oppression don't stop.
Yeah.
The mental oppression don't stop. It gets worse when you go to prison. It gets worse because now you see the real side of the American society. You see the evil. You see the devil when you go to prison. You see the real, like how they've been saying all through the years that the white man is the devil, the system is the devil, America is the devil. You don't see that real evil side until you go to prison in these gulags, in these prisons. You see the real nature of the beast when you go to prison.
Wow.
With that being said, this has created some of the most strongest individuals, freedom fighters in history behind those walls. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
And they still exist today. But what I'm saying as far as with mental health, there are prisoners who have suffered some of the most brutal mental, psychological warfare in history. And these individuals are who we call shoe line political prisoners. SHU means special housing unit. And what the special housing unit is a unit that they created on the West Coast where they locked up a bunch of individuals who they are deemed troublemakers. But these are truly conscious individuals, elders who are people that's trying to educate other prisoners behind the wall to rip the shackles off their brain, rip the shackles off them to try to transform them into better, productive human beings, men, women. So these individuals are labeled as troublemakers. Wow. So they created the special housing unit. And what the special housing unit is a unit that's, how can I give an example? When they lock you in the special housing unit, it's called solitary confinement as well. These cells that they lock you in are no bigger than your bathroom. Imagine how big your bathroom is in your apartment or your house.
Yeah.
No sunlight, no people, total isolation.
And how long they keep them isolated for? They do it for
23 hours a day. Sometimes 24 hours a day. Where you get no visits, you cut off from your family.
Wow.
You cut off from other inmates. They got like this little slide door. It's like a little slide thing. You might have seen it in the movies. Y'all
they slide the food under.
Yeah, slide the food under the thing.
Yeah.
And close it back. No light, no nothing. So now ask yourself this. Now, there have been individuals who have been locked in these type of units, bro, from like 17 years or better. Imagine being in this small place for 17 years or better. And I'm going to give you an example of a political prisoner that's on the shoe line.
Wow.
Al is one of our elders, Al-Dul Shakur. This elder did 32 years in solitary confinement, bro. Imagine that.
32 years.
32 years, 23 hours on lockdown, bro.
I mean, but why did they have him on lockdown like that?
Because like I said, when they label you as a threat, you're an individual that's fighting revolution, or you come off that revolutionary tree. Like, say for instance, Al-Dul Shakur was a Panther Cub. He's a Panther Cub. So his daddy and people that came before him were Black Panthers. So he was a Black Panther cub. So when he came into prison, he was already labeled as a threat because he comes off the Panther tree. You see what I'm saying? So individuals like that, they get targeted automatically. Even Sanyika Shakur. When Sanyika Shakur got in the system, he was targeted immediately when he went to Pelican Bay because of who he came under, who he was associating with, who his mentor was, which is Dr. Mutulu Shakur. You see what I'm saying? So individuals like that, they got targeted. And this created a whole nother line of political prisoners, which is who we call the shoe line political prisoners, because these are political prisoners who suffered horrendous solitary confinement.
This the question I want to ask though too. And the political prisoners not even starting fights, not even doing that. How can they still just lock them up in solitary confinement like that though? You know, I'm just saying they don't start nothing in jail. They're not doing nothing. They to themselves, you know, this and that. How could that be even justified like that?
I'm gonna give you a great example.
That's just my question. Like I'm you know,
I'm gonna give you a great example. Like I said, when these individuals went to prison, the attacks and things of that nature did not change. Think about the Black Panther Party, the Republican New Africa, the Black Liberation Army. Think about all these individuals who were being attacked outside the wall by COINTELPRO.
Yeah.
COINTELPRO didn't stop when these individuals went to prison. Those same individuals who are part of the state repression, who are part of the state, they're using the same counterintelligence tactics and program was being ran on these individuals behind the wall. The same thing that happened to George Jackson. This is how these individuals end up getting assassinated, shot, things of that nature, thrown in solitary confinement. Solitary confinement is just another strategy and tactic of COINTELPRO behind the wall to neutralize freedom fighters, to neutralize activists, organizers. You see what I'm saying? So, like I said, the tactics and things of that nature don't stop when you go to prison if you are a person that come off of that Black liberation tree. You know what I'm saying? Actually, it intensifies. So solitary confinement and things of that nature is just one of those big tactics to try to neutralize them, to make them quit, to make them stop. You see what I'm saying? So, you know, all these individuals, they fell victim to that. You know what I mean? Whether they did anything to violate prison codes or not, it really didn't even matter. They just was being targeted, just like the individuals were being targeted outside the wall. You see what I'm saying? So that's how they got in solitary confinement. But guess what? In July 2011, these individuals organized a mass hunger strike. Sanyika Shakur even took participation in this hunger strike. Mass hunger strike across the America, but specifically in California. This hunger strike was so massive and so organized that a couple of years later, some more shoe line political prisoners, they sued the state of California. They sued the prison system of California. One political prisoner, I got to give props to, he's an elder, was Sidawa Jama. I'm talking about a great brother, a great elder, a great freedom fighter. He led a movement to sue the state of California and to sue the prison system to abolish the solitary confinement in the SHU special housing unit.
Right.
They took it to court. I think it was like 3 years ago. They won the case. Now they can't hold individuals for that amount of time in the special housing unit no more. It's been eradicated. They can't hold you past a year in solitary confinement now. So that was one of the biggest victories, like I said, from freedom fighters and political prisoners who are still alive.
They can't do that no more. They can't hold you in solitary confinement.
Nope.
Past the year.
Nope. Okay. Can't hold you. Can't hold.
Not even, that's what I'm saying. Even with political prisoners, they can't do that. But
they can't. They eradicated it. Like individuals like Abdul Shakur, Yafe, Iyapo, Hashima Jinsai. Now, these are great elders and freedom fighters that many people don't know about. They're struggling for us in the inside. That are great freedom fighters like Matulu and all of them. But they're on the West Coast. These are the West Coast political prisoners. And these individuals are now out of solitary confinement. Some of them have just came out of solitary confinement, who've been in there, like I said, for 32 years, 40 years, 17 years, 20 years, and they can't go back in there.
And, and let's speak on this too though, man. That PTSD, post traumatic stress disorder. Let's speak on that, because when we talk about like that solitary confinement, like you said, being locked up in there for so long and coming out, like I mean, explain that to the people out there, Haki, like that post traumatic stress disorder.
Yes, man, something that is very prevalent in the New African community, the New African prison scene. This is something that I've been trying to put out there for the last 2 years, man, that I've been trying to shed a light on, is this PTSD, this post-traumatic stress disorder. See, the confusion is that a lot of people think PTSD is just restrained to military individuals, people that's in the U.S. Army or the Navy and things like that. Yes, they are included in that as well, because yes, they do suffer from post-traumatic stress disorder. But no, this is something that's more prevalent to the Black community, the brown community, and things of that nature, because people don't understand the type of, like I said, the oppression that Black people, brown people go through every day here in America ever since slavery. You see what I'm saying? So that's what I'm saying. We got to make these things popular. Post-traumatic stress disorder and all these things, we got to make this popular, because people think this is just restrained to certain individuals. No, this is a whole community thing. This is a community issue. This is a Black issue. You see what I'm saying? This isn't just no political prisoner issue. This is not just no freedom fighter issue. No, this is a Black issue. And let me just break it down in simple terminology. Post-traumatic stress disorder is an individual who is suffering from emotional stress from a traumatic episode or a traumatic event that has damaged them mentally through trauma. That's it. It's very elementary.
Wow.
Very elementary. This can happen to anybody. This can happen to your normal, everyday working class citizens. This can happen to a everyday brother, sister, mother, father, kid. You know what I'm saying? Because PTSD is just emotional stress. You're going through emotional, mental episodes off of a traumatic, reaction to something. Something traumatic. That's all it is. It's simple, elementary. Wow. And post-traumatic stress disorder is something that's very prevalent with prisoners. Like I said, with the solitary confinement, being locked up in prison all those years, when you get out and try to come back and try to be normal and try to reestablish yourself in society, man, these individuals are not normal. They need psychotherapy. They need psychological help. You know what I'm saying? For being restrained in those oppressive conditions and things of that nature. The same thing outside the wall with Black folk. We suffer through trauma every day in the New African Black community. Why? Poverty, dysfunctional households, drugs in the household, in the community. And the most important thing that we're trying to combat today, which is the Black violence. We live around Black violence every day. We see it in our community every day. That's traumatizing Black people. Every day. Every day. To see your brothers and sisters being murdered every day for the last 30-something plus years. And you think, and not even that, because you're being attacked from your original oppressors. Police terrorism is another emotional stress episode that you can get emotional stress. Seeing Black kids, Black women, Black men being murdered by police every day. People who's supposed to protect you. Now, these are people that's supposed to protect your life, but they're taking your life. You see what I'm saying? That can cause emotional stress and things of that nature. But the most important thing in the Black community, like I said, two things that's causing severe post-traumatic stress disorder is the domestic abuse in your household. between the black man and the black woman.
Man.
Coming up in the black community, seeing that your parents in domestic relationships,
yeah,
is being passed down from generation to generation, all the way up until our generation, me and your generation.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? Our generation is feeling the effects of that. You know what I mean? From the domestic abuse, the domestic violence, because we got individuals in our age group that are domestic terrorists on their woman or their man.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? So you got individuals every day walking around not knowing that they suffering from PTSD, from abusive relationships, toxic relationships. You see what I'm saying? Things of that nature. And the other part of the twofold, like I said, which is individual who experiences violence. You see what I'm saying? People who, you know, who might not even come from that walks of life, you experience violence, like getting shot at, stabbed, watching your friends get stabbed, watch your friends getting shot, watching your friends die. That conjures up PTSD.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? And it's individuals that's walking around every day in the New African community don't know that they got PTSD.
Yeah.
And I break it down even more simple than that, because a lot of people take this PTSD terminology as something big. It's confusing to a certain degree. No, I just simply say you suffer from trauma. I make it elementary. You see what I'm saying? Like, you're suffering from trauma. I suffer from trauma. Yeah. I've been attacked before. I still suffer from that trauma. You see what I'm saying? Some people, trauma or PTSD is worse than others. You see what I'm saying? But my thing is this: we have to make psychotherapy, psychology, psychotherapy, therapy, period. Let's just break it down to elementary. Therapy, period. Yeah. Make it popular. It's nothing wrong with going to talk to a therapist if you're not right mentally. Because these things are conducive to your relationships with anybody that you're dealing with. Whether you're dealing with your friends, your mama, your daddy, your brother, your sister, your partner, your boyfriend, your girlfriend, your wife, your husband. This shit is important.
Yeah, it is.
Because if you keep taking that mental baggage or that mental emotional stress baggage around, walking around 24/7, 365 days out of the year, you walking around with it, it's never going to produce conducive, positive relationships with individuals that may love you.
And see, the partners get used to it, whether it's a man or a woman. They get used to the abuse, whether it's physical abuse, verbal abuse. So when they get out that one, they might meet a nice guy or whatever, and they ain't even used to that, and they don't even want that. They still want the verbal or the abusive abuse. You know, that's what that PTSD. I mean, that mental health, PTSD, all that combined come in one right there. For real.
Yes, and I'm gonna tell you why. Because people gotta, like I said, it's how terms are being used. PTSD and trauma is a disease. It's a mental, emotional stress disease. You see what I'm saying? With any disease, guess what? This is facts, scientific. Now we got to be scientific. We got to be scientists. You can be immune to any. You can get immune to your disease. Alcoholics get immune to alcohol.
Yeah.
Heroin addicts get immune to heroin. Cocaine addicts get immune to coke. This is where addiction comes from. Addiction comes out of immunity. You get immune to the shit. To the point that, because in some cases, immunity means good, but in some cases, immunity means bad.
Yeah.
It goes back to the science of duality. It's both sides of that quarter. It can go either way. You can be immune to something in a good way. You can be immune to something in a bad way. But what I'm saying with the trauma and things of that nature, you can get immune to the abuse and addiction of it. You see what I'm saying? And now you just walking around every day like this is normal. Oh, me being in a toxic relationship, me being in an abusive relationship is normal.
Yeah.
Me being in a good relationship that's not toxic, that's not, you know what I mean, abusive. Oh, I can't get used to that.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Now that's the disease. That's how you know a person diseased. And that's not a bad terminology. People try to run away from disease. No, we're just saying That's what it is. You see what I'm saying? Now you run from that, but you immune to this. You see what I'm saying? So that's why we got to get this in order.
I
Because
feel
guess
you.
what?
I feel what you're saying with the terminology though. That because that you gotta do make it simple like that. I feel you what you're saying on having the right terminology for that.
Yeah, because let's be honest, man. The way that the power structure and how the European American translates certain terminologies is not how New African Black people should be translating these terminologies. Because you got to understand, we come from a whole different culture, way of thinking, um, even spiritual essence. We come from a total different whole existence than them. So when
Yeah.
we looking at these terminologies, we got to look at it from an African mentality, a New African mentality. We
Yep.
can't look at it through their terminology, because everything they try to label us with these terminologies are things that confuse our people, and it makes our people see it as something that's bad.
Yeah.
Like I said, with therapy, that shit has been translated from European Americans to New African Black people as something like, oh no, you bad, you bad,
Yeah.
you
Yeah.
bad. You see what I'm saying? Even all the way down to bipolarism, all these type of terminologies that they come up with. What's the other one? The terminology for people that they claim can't keep still and things like that. You know what I mean? All the way down to that.
ADHD. ADHD.
ADHD. Exactly. All these terminologies have been terminized to us from our oppressors. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So when they label it on New African Black people and Chicano brown people, oh, they bad. If you got that ADHD, you got that PTSD. If you got all these things, oh, it's bad. You see what I'm saying? But see,
Yeah.
that's where we got to come and do our due diligence as our generations that coming behind us. We got to fix that. You know what I'm saying? We got to change that. We got to.
Yeah.
It goes back to what I always keep teaching me. We got to control the narrative. You see what I'm saying? Because if we don't control the narrative, we're just going to keep passing down this generational miscorrection of terminology and things of that nature, and we'll never heal as a people. We'll never get.
And you're right, but you know what I'm saying though, brother Shakur? I'm seeing more of our, like you said, our age group. I'm seeing a lot of the young folks. A lot of young folks are smart and own it. Like our age group is like, and I'm being real with it, like in the early 40s or whatever. It's like I don't know, man. It's like our age group couldn't even get it together or something because we ain't teach the young folks nothing for real. We
Right,
partied with them. We
right,
chilled with them. We ain't really teach them. So
right.
now a lot of people in our age group looking at the young folks like, well, dag, man, they don't respect nobody or nothing like that. We ain't give them nothing to respect.
No, we didn't.
We ain't give the
We
young
didn't.
folks nothing to respect. We wanted to
No, we
chill
didn't.
with them. We ain't teach
And
them nothing.
and let me just put this out here. We got this goes back to therapy again. This goes back to healing, holistic healing. This goes back to that again. Until we take accountability for or recognizing that the generation before us failed us.
Yeah.
Period. And a lot of my elders in the Black Panther Party, Black Liberation Army, Republic of New Africa, and things of that nature, and just regular community elders who are now to the level of comprehension of what happened to our people and what happened. This is why you need elders, because they would teach you and tell you that, yes, our generation failed y'all. Yeah, we did.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? But see, that's the first step to healing, is recognizing that y'all failed us.
Yeah.
Guess what? Guess what time it is for our generation, Kente? We
What?
got to recognize we failed them.
Yeah.
We
Facts.
failed the
Yeah,
ones.
I agree.
We failed the ones that's coming behind us. You see what I'm saying? Yes, we failed them. Yes, we failed them. You know what I mean? Even some of us are failing our kids right now as parents. Bad parenting.
Wow.
You're failing your kids, right?
Yeah.
People in our 40s right now, y'all are failing your kids right now. Plus, you're failing your community.
Yeah.
I ain't even gonna restrict it just to the household. You're failing your community right now with your
Yeah.
parenting skills. You see what I'm saying? Your kids are not your friends.
Yeah.
That's your daughter. That's your son. Get them in line. get them right. You're the parent. You birthed them.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? This is not your buddy that you hang out at the club with. You see what I'm saying? That's a lot of mistakes. That's why a lot of parents are failing. My son, I never treated my son like he was my friend. Never.
Yeah.
No, I'm the father, you the son.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? If that mentality of trying to treat your kids as a friend has caused us to fail a whole other generation. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah.
All of them, and the crazy thing about it, all of them are not being failed because, like you just said, there are youth that's up on this, that's up on mental health, that's up on PTSD because they're learning from guess who? The community elders.
Yeah.
You see what I'm saying? Because they're not getting it from the household. You know what I'm saying? And this, like I said, a lot of those college students are revolutionary.
Mm-hmm.
You see what I'm saying? Because they're seeking it from the elders. They're not really getting it from the household. They're going outside the box in order to get the truth.
Yeah.
In simple terminology, to get the truth. They're getting it from the elders, the organizers, the community organizers, the freedom fighters, and things of that nature. They're not necessarily getting it from the household because their parents ain't equipped. They're not qualified.
And one thing I could say about the youth, though, too, we talk about them like we talk about them always killing each other and stuff. But what I could say is, I feel like they got a little more camaraderie than our age group had a little bit on doing certain things or organizing or coming together. I noticed that with the younger folks. You know what I'm saying? I mean, you want to speak on that one?
I would say to a certain degree, yes, that's true. Because, like I said, it goes back to what I just said, is the fact that a lot of these college students and a lot of these new activists, new organizers that are on the side of the young, they're being mentored better.
Yeah.
That's all. They just being a little bit more mentored better. You know what I mean? Because a lot of people from our generation, we were kind of like, how can I put it? We were kind of like fearful of the truth or fearful of those elders. You see what I'm saying?
I mean, and then this is another thing too. And then we ain't have the internet back then like that. I mean, I don't mean to blame it on social media or the internet, but it's kind of different. We came up off the era of we had pages. You know what I'm saying? We ain't have cell phones. You know, so we had to put the quarter. We had to put the quarter to 35 cents in the phone booth jump. You know what I mean? So
I will agree that the technology has helped. Yeah, the technology has helped. Technology help because, like I said, your cell phone and all these type of things, it's a baby computer.
Yeah,
you see what I'm saying? So of course they got more of advantage of organizing and learning things, learning resistance and all these type of things because they got a handmade computer.
Yeah,
you feel me? So they definitely going to have a step on us. You know what I mean? But at the same time, we got to embrace that. We got to embrace it because at the end of the day, we got the same technology they got. So it still ain't too late for our generation. It's just a choice. Do you want to be an individual that's not a part of solving the problems, or you still want to be a person that's just in the shadows complaining about the problem? You see what I'm saying? Because now you got a whole computer box in your hand that you can stay updated on what's going on with the Black struggle, Black August, all these type of things. You feel me? Like you got a box right here. It's no excuse. You know what I'm saying? At this point, like I just feel like at this point, there's no excuses.
Yeah, and like you said, man, they don't make Black August popular. I mean, they don't make it like a history fact for people to know. Like it wouldn't be in your kids' history book. It wouldn't be in no book. You know what I'm saying? You really got to search for it and learn about it yourself because they're not going to teach you about Black August.
And see the thing with that, that's my whole point. See, the thing with that, it goes back to, like I keep telling you with the terminology, we got to control the narrative. So if we know that the public education system, which is a colonialized education system, which is a system and an education system that's the enemy of our people, we have to create our own one. We have to create our own source of educating our kids about Black August. And this is something I definitely want to say, I got to throw this in here.
Go ahead.
because this is something that my elders taught me, is the fact that Black August is not just restricted to Black August. Black August is a lifestyle. This is something that you should be doing 365 days out the year, 24/7. You know what I'm saying? 7 days out the week, if you can implement it that way.
Yeah.
It's the same thing that we have an issue with Kwanzaa. People think Kwanzaa is restricted to December to January. No, Kwanzaa principles is a way of life. You see what I'm saying? This is something that you should be implementing in your family household, in your family structure, which is the first organization, which is family. Family is the first organization of the community. So you should be teaching Kwanzaa throughout the year. Don't wait till the Kwanzaa commemoration or the Kwanzaa observation. No, this is something that should be a lifestyle. Black August is a lifestyle. This is something that George Jackson and all these individuals who died and sacrificed themselves for, was to make it's for Black August to be something that's a lifestyle. Not just no month, not just the month that we set out and we just commemorate it for a month. No, the whole principles and things of that nature behind Black August is something that's a lifestyle. It's African, it's New African, it's Black. You see what I'm saying? This is something that you should be teaching your kids throughout the year. Don't stop when Black August stops. You see what I'm saying? That right there is some of the biggest mistakes that we have made as Black folks, is that when we have these type of things that's ours, that can help our communities and can help our families, we stop when it's over, when it's so-called over. Like even with the colonizers' Black History Month. Black History Month shouldn't stop in February. It should continue on throughout the year. You see what I'm saying? That's our biggest mistakes right there, Kente, is that we stop. We keep stopping. Like, no, it's not restricted to no month. We have to take these things and make it habit, culture, lifestyle.
I mean, like you said, though, we got to control the narrative, but it's kind of hard for us to control the narrative when they just say, well, let's make the niggas Black History Month in February. We'll give them February. It's like they just give us stuff. This to say, what I'm saying? This to say, well, we gave them that. You know what I'm saying? We gave them some stimulus checks. That's that reparations. We gave them like 3 stimulus checks went out. What is it, 2 or 3? How many stimulus checks went out? 2 or 3?
I think 3.
3 of them. Oh yeah, they say, oh yeah, we already gave them that reparations. Like, I'm just giving you an example. Like, that's how the system work with us. Like, until we learn how to control the narrative, that's how I guess it'll always be.
Yeah, but see, that's what I'm saying. Like, do you just give up?
No.
You should never be a person that give up. You see what I'm saying?
Definitely not.
Whether they give you a month, whether they give you a week.
But what I'm saying, definitely not. But what I'm saying is, if you don't have the collective people on the same wavelength, you know what I'm saying? How does that supposed to work, though?
We do have enough people on the collective same mentality. It boils down to simple organizing, bro.
That's where
the confusion always lies and has been lying for the last 25 years. It's the organizing part, bro. Because you got to understand, we got different segments of organizations throughout the Empire of America who wants to do things their way. They don't want to do it as a collective. And that's why we keep being restrained to a standstill and we're not liberating ourselves, because we got too many segments of organizations that want it done that way. They want it done this way. And like I said, they still separating us like they did the elders. You had the Black Liberation Movement and you had the Civil Rights Movement. You still got these popular movements that our enemies accept and embrace. You see what I'm saying? These are you Negroes' leadership. This is your leaders. You see what I'm saying? Your Al Sharptons, your Tamika Mallory's, and all these so-called individuals are on the so-called embracement of our oppressors. But then you have a whole other resistant movement that's still taking up the torch and the legacy of the Black liberation struggle. You see what I'm saying? Still being painted as negative, still being painted as criminals, still painting resistance as criminology. You see what I'm saying? So it's still like a civil war going on. You see what I'm saying? between organizations and movements. You see what I'm saying? But all we gotta do as far as, you know, the new African independence movement or whatever movement you're a part of that's on the right side of history. Because like I said, there's individuals who's on the right side of history and there's individuals on the wrong side of history. You see what I'm saying? All the individuals who are on the right side of history come together. Come together. That's all we got to do. Organize, brothers. Organize, sisters. That's our strength. Our strength is in organizing. It's in nothing else, bro. The only reason why we losing right now to this empire is that we're being, like Bobby Seale said, we're being out organized. Period. Simple as that. If we can control a narrative of organization, bro, we'll get out of this situation real fast.
Oh, yeah.
Real fast. But it's the simple thing of learning how to organize. Some individuals don't even want to take the proper steps in organizing.
Yeah.
So that goes some more confusion. Cats don't even want to learn how to organize.
Oh, no, because we ain't in no organization generation right now.
No, we're not.
We're in a self-made, everybody's a boss generation. You know what I'm saying? Everybody want to be a boss. Everybody's self-made.
We're in a black capitalist era.
Facts. Yeah.
Period. Where black capitalism
rules. Ain't no this capitalist shit. Go ahead.
Yeah. We're in the era of black capitalism. And black capitalism, and we're in the highest stage of black capitalism at this point, because black capitalism simply means individualism. Everybody is individualistic. You see what I'm saying? Everybody wants to be the exploiter. You see what I'm saying? Everybody want to be the exploiter. They don't want to be the exploited. So now we have taken up the traits of our own oppressors, because this is what the oppressor did to our people for 400 years. You see what I'm saying? So now black people, the bourgeoisie, or however you want to, whatever you label you want to get them, the individuals who make it past the middle class and get into the wealthy class, now they become a part of the oppressive class. They become exploiters. You see what I'm saying? So all this, I'm a boss, and all these type of things are all symptoms and extensions of black capitalism, which is nothing but individualism, which comes from the biggest, you know, of them all, which is capitalism, period. You see what I'm saying? So these individuals are no good to our communities, period. Right. Anybody with that thinking process is not good to our community. You see what I'm saying? Because all they doing is taking from the community and don't put back in the community. Yeah. This is why we still having the same issues in the black community, because of black capitalism. Violence, poverty, domestic abuse, because people don't even realize domestic abuse comes from capitalism. Period. Yes, anytime you want to beat up on your other partner, you want to be abusive to your other partner, that is a reflection of the bigger totality of the society. Because people don't even realize America has a hierarchy in society. Yeah. What's going on in the top of the society is what creates what's going on in the bottom of the society. So everything you see going on in the black community or the black household, we got it from them mother effers at the top. Period. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? It's a hierarchy. It's a dialectic. Bottom to the, you know, bottom, top to the bottom. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? That's all. Yeah.
Man, I just want to thank you though, man, for coming on, man. Like I said, we got 2 minutes left, man, and I'm just glad you explained Black August out there to the people out there, man. It's because, you know, as far as with the month and different things, I appreciate you, Haki.
Yeah, I appreciate it.
Let people know what they, man, you know what I'm saying, they can get you at a welcome, man.
Yeah, you can hit me up on Instagram, Haki, Haki _Kweli _Shakur. You can tap in with my YouTube channel, which is simply Haki Kweli Shakur in the search engine. I'm on Twitter, Haki _K _Shakur. I got 2 Facebook pages you can contact me on, which is simply just put in Haki Kweli Shakur. And check it out, man. And definitely, man, it's something else I got to throw in there, man. It's a new petition out for Dr. Mutulu Shakur. And this petition is for clemency for Dr. Mutulu Shakur to Joe Biden. We're trying to get the Joe Biden, Kamala Harris administration to grant clemency for Dr. Kweli Shakur. So please go Google that petition and sign it and share it, because I've been noticing that it hasn't been getting a lot of signatures. So a lot of people might not even know it's out there, but it's a brand new 2021 petition out for Dr. Kweli Shakur, man. Tap in with it. You can find it on my pages. You can find it on my link tree, Haki Kweli Shakur.
Word. Well, you know, we always got some trolls in the building, man. Some ignorant trolls in the building. I don't know who you is, man, or what you saying. You know, I ain't talking to you, Haki. I'm talking about the trolls
Oh,
in the
yeah.
building. Sugar booty, you come on, man. What are you talking about, man?
What they talking about?
Nothing.
Oh,
Nothing. Period. This ignorant people, man. Ignorant people.
you know,
Grown name,
you know
little
how they go, man.
kids,
It,
little
it's
fucking
never
kids, man. That's
it's
the
never a
funny
good
shit.
thing when you don't got the devil in the building, bro.
Yeah, it is what it is, man. And like I said, we gone. But see, see how the little kids be entertained. But see, it's crazy because that's the shit we was talking about too before we go. Post truck. Look, I'm 17. Little fucking kids. See, we post. What we said? Mental health issues. Post traumatic stress disorder.
Yep, that just
And see,
showed
you
you
on
an
the
example.
wrong shit, man. You literally said I'm Lil Nas X. Yeah, you on the wrong. You definitely on the wrong shit, homeboy. You definitely on the wrong shit.
Yep.
You got on the wrong channel, cuz with that bullshit. We ain't with that over here. You know what I'm saying? Come on. But yeah, we go though, Haki. All right,
Yeah,
bro.
man. Free all political prisoners and
Free all
prisoners of
political
war, man.
prisoners.
Free the land.
Free the land.